Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, then please do me a favour and hit that subscribe button. So last but certainly not least, the third and final part of my conversation with Quincy and Colb, where we talked about the Browns trading the number 2 overall pick and of course the chance to draft Travis Hunter, the Jacksonville Jaguars, their prospects for next season, given the fact that the Browns, of course, own their first-round pick. Cleveland's hate for rival teams and players, the Browns' trip to London this season, and loads more. If you haven't already, check out parts 1 and 2 from our conversation, which I will link above me, as well as in the video description below. But without further ado, let's jump straight into it. As I mentioned, the third and final part of my conversation with Cleveland Browns YouTuber Quincy and everybody's favourite Lakers fan, Colb. That kind of brings up to something I wanted to ask you guys, which is, of course, what was your reaction to, you mentioned Andrew Berry kind of hoodwinking us in the past, and then obviously this draft just, people said to me, I think it's because he's trying to trade him. And I went, to be honest, I think it's just because he's that in love with him and he knows he's going to be there. They're going to draft him. And boy, was I wrong. What was your guys' reaction?
Hey, look, in hindsight being 2020, and I can understand why a dude like Andrew Berry would look at everything going on in Jacksonville, right? Because it's more like, I want y'all to really look at that Jacksonville situation and thought to himself, I think I see a mark, right? Like, I think he looked at that Jacksonville thing. He got the GM out there who's already like, oh, yeah, I'm from the Rams, so, F them picks. I bet he was even more obnoxious on the phone call.
Yeah.
They got Tony Khan running the show, which, I like AEW. I'm a big AEW guy, but Tony Khan does not give you this guy makes rational decisions energy. I don't know how much y'all have ever seen Tony Khan on the timeline, but the brother, the man tweets in all caps, right? Like he does a lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
He is a very energetic guy. So I think Andrew's looking at that being the rational, recent person that he is, and they're really in love with Travis, and he's like, oh, you guys want to make a deal? I don't know, man. I love him too. Ain't he like Shohei to y'all? Don't he remind y'all of Shohei? And they're like, yeah, that's a great comp, actually. And he was out there like, let me work these fools. I think I could get. I think Kevin was like, what are you doing? And I think Andrew looked at us and said, I think I get it first. I think we can get it first and get Mason Graham still.
Yeah.
And then they just did this. I'm like, I think we'll see how it turns out, because I think Travis Hunter's going to be really good, right? I don't know if the Jacksonville Jaguars are guaranteed to be good, but Travis Hunter's going to be really good. If this works out in favor of Andrew Berry, we're going to find out that was 100% Andrew saw a lick, right? Because everything about that situation gives me, I think he saw a lick. Like the fact that the trade didn't get worked out until 2 hours before the draft.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we started hearing about it, and then they make the deal during the draft. He knew what kind of dude that. Again, look at the amount of I hate to say it like this, cocaine energy that comes out of Jacksonville right now. It is,
okay,
there's a lot of cocaine energy coming out of Jacksonville right now. And he's like, I'm gonna make these guys make a last minute decision for sure. I'm gonna run it up. I don't blame him. Honestly, if you would have sensed that kind of energy from somebody, you'd be like, hey, bro, they really about to give me their second and a first? And the Browns got, 3 top 40 picks in this year's draft.
And next year's draft.
And then
probably.
2 in next year's draft, more than likely. Right? Oh, yeah, 3, my bad. Yeah, 3 in next year's draft. Think about 6 top 40 picks in 2 years. That makes up for the deficit of top 40 picks that you have had with the Deshaun trade, +2.
Yeah.
That you have already in one move made up for the Deshaun Watson trade deficit.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just about dealing with money. That's the easiest thing in the world to deal with when you're the Cleveland Browns and you got a lot of money, right? So, I get it. The way I've rationalized this is they thought that Travis Hunter could be a two-way player, somebody who could provide third down value on defense and third down value on offense. Well, Mason Graham can provide you tremendous third down value on defense. Quinshawn Junkins can provide you tremendous third down value on offense.
Yeah.
So kind of got what you would have gotten out that Travis Hunter pick if those two picks work out. I am always going to be on the side of just take the guy who's there, right? If there's a top tier player there, just take him. If the team's willing to give you cokehead prices for somebody, maybe you want to just take that dude. But the Brown situation is a bit more unique. And look, if Andrew Berry really played that situation like that, he kind of cooked, right? And
yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that Andrew has never been doubted in his ability to cook with, right? Like using these picks, a little bit more doubt there, right? But getting stuff, hey, he got a third for Amari Cooper.
That's getting stuff is the one thing that you can't even question. Like he's good at
100%.
He's good at getting stuff. He's good at finessing teams and trades. Like he's good at doing that. My initial reaction is actually kind of funny
because evaluations are really strong for him, right?
Like, yeah, very strong for him. My initial reaction to it was, well, you kind of like we're hearing things about it like the couple weeks before it actually happened.
Yeah.
But you just like, I think the biggest thing like after AB compared Travis to Shohei, people were like, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
That's a bit much.
Because he doesn't talk about players like that.
Not on his own team, let alone players that aren't on his team.
That's what Jacksonville was thinking too. Like, oh, this dude don't ever talk about anybody like that.
Yeah.
Like, Jacksonville gives me a lot of energy that like they feel like they can outsmart people. And I think Andrew sensed that it was like, let me make them really think they about to outsmart me. Like, oh yeah, give me a god. You got to give me a Godfather deal. You know,
people were saying like, hey, I think he's up to something because he's talking about Travis he's talking about Travis publicly way too much, going out of his way to compliment him. He doesn't do that. So people were like, I think the Browns are up to something, but I think people were thinking that maybe they were going to take Abdul instead because they weren't talking about him at all. And
yeah, I was sat there like this.
And then like, okay, so I'm at the ESPN Cleveland draft party or whatever, and I'm there with one of my friends, one of my homies that Q knows. His name's Dennis. I'm sure you've seen him on Twitter.
Yeah.
So we're there, and I get 2 text messages from 2 different people who would know, and they're like, and this is probably like 45 minutes to an hour before the trade goes down. And they're like, they traded the pick. And so I'm at like, to who, for what, like what's going on? And they're both like, they're trading the pick to Jacksonville. I don't know what they're getting back, but they're going to trade the pick to Jacksonville. They're going to take Travis. We're going to take Mason Graham. I'm sitting at a table with some people, with like some random people we got sat with at the party or whatever. And I'm like, Browns are going to trade the pick. They're going to take Mason Graham. Everybody's like, no, you're crazy. You're crazy. There's no way they're going to do it. There's no way they're going to do that. Like, they can't do that to us. And then, like, 45 minutes later, like, all the news breaks. Like, traded the pick, took Mason Graham. I didn't know that they were going to get a first back.
Yep.
For a player that's not a quarterback.
Yeah.
And when they did that, I was like, it's worth it.
It's Jacksonville's first too, right?
Yeah.
Like, if it's Buffalo's first, I'd be like, I don't know about that. Buffalo's always good. But it's Jacksonville. And look, Andrew kind of let it slip in the press conference when he was talking about the trade return. He's like, hey, man, it's a first-round pick, and it's a pick that we think could have some potential to be in the top 10. Right?
Have you seen their first 7 games? Their first 7 games are pretty tough. You would not be out of the realms of possibility that they're 1-6 or 0-7 going into their bye week in week 8.
Yeah, that season either goes one of 2 ways. Either they have the Devil Magic 12-4 year, just to screw us, or they absolutely implode because there's just a lot there that I'm like, man, they're enjoying this in the off season, but my Browns fan radar tells me that this shit ain't gonna be fun during the season. Like, remember the Freddie Kitchen stuff? How fun that was before he started coaching, and I was like, "Ooh boy, it gets uncute real fast." Right? Like,
when the losses pile up, it's not fun anymore.
And he's still doing the goofy, right? When he's still the Jugo, right?
Yeah.
Broncos country let's ride was fun
Yeah,
until they started losing all those games, right? Like, nah, a lot of this stuff that people are like, oh yeah, it's a meme, it's fun. Oh yeah, F the picks. Yeah, man, it gets real fun until you have to criticize that philosophy. Like, then all of a sudden, you're not having fun no more. You arguing all the time. And, Trevor Lawrence, right? When's he going to get right? I've been arguing this for a while. Feel like he's been Trevor Lawrence in the way that he's been Trevor Lawrence for a very long time, which is to say inconsistent. Not as good as people wanted him to be. It might just be who he is, right? But, is he going to figure it out? How many quarterbacks really figure it out in, year 6?
Not many. Not many.
Sam Darnold. That's about it.
Honestly, people bring up the Jaguars as a reason he hasn't been successful. But I'm gonna be real with you. Joe Burrow has made Zach Taylor an NFL coach for 6 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
That man not an NFL head coach, right? But don't matter. Look, they rank these coaches. Everybody puts them 28th, right? They know why Zach Taylor there because Joe Burrow the quarterback, and that's what somebody who's like that does, right? It don't really matter who your offensive coordinator or your coach is because you got that dude, and that's just not what Trevor is. Trevor can get hot. Trevor can get cold, and if Trevor gets cold at the wrong period, and then he gets injured, who they playing the quarterback?
I don't even know who the backup quarterback is.
I don't even know who the backup is.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know.
Yeah, it's going to be Brian Thomas Jr. throwing the ball to himself.
And also, Q, you left out the most important part. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the only team that lost to Deshaun Watson last year. The only team. The only team.
This is the Jacksonville Jaguars are returning a pretty strong defense. And I would agree with you, except for Deshaun beat them. Deshaun Watson's best game came against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's not like we didn't know he was cooked before the game.
Yeah, good point.
This was well into, I think he's cooked. I think Corey had put the tweet out, that guy's never coming back. He's cooked. Okay. Week 2. Right?
Corey could not stand.
He was like, that guy's never coming back.
He had his funniest tweets ever about Deshaun.
Yeah.
I held on until I saw the Watch the Commanders game. That's when I was like, oh wow, this is the worst I've ever seen.
Our best podcast ever.
The worst. I could not. I'm not often in shock about what I see on all 22 films in NFL games, but that one I was like, I had to talk about that with other people because I'm like, is this really that bad? I made Trayshawn, who covers my guy Trayshawn, he covers the Falcons. I made him watch that. I was like, no. I need somebody to confirm that this is as bad as it gets. And he watched it and he was like, oh my God. I watched Desmond Ritter. This is bad. I was like, dude, Desmond Ritter would be an upgrade. And it's not even hyperbole. So yeah, it's I don't know how we got there to where we are right now, but yeah, anything will be better than Deshaun. And it's not like, oh, I hate him. It's just like, hey, that's the level of play that we got from him at quarterback. We're like a Jameis Winston away. And I'm not from being a team that beat the Super Bowl champions and won 6 games last year. If we start Jameis Winston, I am convinced that we would have won 6 games last year, doubled our win total. If we would have had Kirk or Russ on this team, we probably gone 8-8. Well, 8-9 or 9-8, whatever it is. I think I did the difference on the points that Kirk Cousins scored on offense for the Falcons. It ranked 27th in the league or something like that. But if you add those points to the point differential for the Browns last year, the Browns win 10 games. That's really the difference. We were that bad at quarterback.
That's terrible, bro. That is terrible, man.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, that version of Kirk Cousins. Yeah, we went to games with them. Why do you think Miles wanted out? Because he knew it was the truth, too. He was like, we should not be this bad. What is going on?
Oh, man.
You mentioned Miles. That's a good thing to obviously bring up. Obviously, the trades demand this offseason. I'll be lying if I didn't say that I was terrified in the back of my mind because as a Browns fan, you just know these things can happen even as much as you think it wouldn't happen. I had Jack Duff in assuring me it wouldn't happen. He came on and spoke and basically completely shut it down and said, trust me, there is nothing to worry about. He will not be traded. He will sign a new contract. And obviously, that's what ended up happening. So credit to Jack on that. But how did you guys view it? Was there any point where it crept in where you thought, we might actually have to lose Myles Garrett, which, in my opinion, is the best player to play for the Browns in the Super Bowl era?
I keep going back to like when this first thing, like before it blew up and we knew about it, right? I was at the Senior Bowl, and I think the day I saw Andrew Berry was the same day that it came out that he told the Mary Kay and him, I ain't trading Myles Garrett. Right? And I remember thinking that was strange that he just straight up said that. And then, usually in a situation like that, you would see him and you would think that you would be able to read some like stress or a conflict on him. That man was smiling ear to ear, probably watching Carson Schwarzenegger, right? Well, no, Carson wasn't there. Probably watching. Was it Dylan? Did they draft somebody from the Senior Bowl this year?
Yes, Dylan was there.
Dylan was there. Probably watching Dylan Sampson, right? Like, you know what I mean? Smiling ear to ear, looking stress free at the Senior Bowl. And that's when I knew they're never going to trade Myles Garrett. If the Browns come out and say they're not doing something, they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference between this run of them and other runs. They mean that shit. When they come out and say they're not going to bench Deshaun Watson, they meant that. Like, they weren't going to bench him, and it drove us crazy. They are not set in their ways, but set in their convictions. They say they're doing something. This is what they're going to do, and this is how they're going to go about it. They talked about wanting to upgrade the quarterback position. They were ruthless about trying to upgrade it while Baker was here, right? Like, they do what they try to do to make the team better. And there's no way that you could trade Myles Garrett and convince yourself that it was going to make the team better. So they simply told us they weren't going to do it. And I don't know if Myles understood the brick wall that he was running up against, but you know who did? David Njoku. David Njoku knew the brick wall that he was running up against. Because what David was out there like, look, man, Myles going to understand that he's going to have to come back.
Yeah. If anyone knew, it was David.
Yeah, David was like, they not about to trade him. They didn't trade me, and I'm not Myles.
Yeah.
It was an argument to trade David Njoku at the time, right? Like, there was no argument to trade Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
They weren't going to do it. They were never going to do it. And maybe, like, the Jaguars called him and were crazy about him, trying to get some trade done, and that's where Andrew saw an opportunity. Like, hold on. They think they could win now? Hold on. Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me go see what you feel about Travis Hunter. Who you like? Like, who's your favorite guy on the board? I bet those questions started happening quick after that hole because the Jaguars were one of the teams rumored to be interested in Myles. I remember thinking, that's weird.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, hey, if they're trying to get Myles, we might want to take their picks for the next 3 years.
Oh, what do you
even have to trade Myles?
what do you think you would get for Myles?
Myles to get that extra first. 3 first-round picks, right?
3. Yeah, I need 3.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take anything less than 3.
And I need you to sting. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not 3 from like Buffalo. Like,
Yeah.
I need you to have no stability at quarterback.
But that's why it never really made sense because,
Yeah.
Myles was on Radio Row talking about the teams that he would want to go to. And they're all like great teams with good defenses or great franchise quarterbacks. And I was just like, bro, Andrew Berry's not sending you to any of those fucking teams, bro.
Yes, literally.
I'm not sending you to Buffalo, who I know is going to be good. I'm not sending you to Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes.
Washington.
You're not going anywhere. You're not going to any of those teams. I'll send you to Jacksonville. You want to go to Jacksonville?
You like Florida?
Right? You like Trevor Lawrence? What do you like? I'll send you there.
Want to kick it with Baker again? I know y'all loved each other, right? Like,
I'm sending you to the worst team I can possibly send you to, and I'm taking all of their picks, and that's how that's gonna go. And you're gonna be miserable, but at least I'll have draft picks.
Yeah. And even then, I don't know if they do it. Like,
Yeah, like
if you want to work an extension out, we can still work one out, right? But yeah, the Browns have been pretty strict about that, right? So once they said they weren't going to do it, and then like kept on saying we have changed nothing about our stance when it comes to Miles Garrett. Refer to our previous statement, right? That's why I was like, oh, they're definitely not gonna do anything because they're not even like entertaining it. Like they're not doing the thing that Pat Riley did with the whole Jimmy Butler thing, where they try to like Lil Bro him into signing the extension, right? They were just like, Miles is a tremendous player. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a cornerstone to our franchise, and we will not trade a player like that. And then they were like, well, what about him making it messy on Radio Row? Miles is a tremendous player, level guy, and he's going to play in Cleveland for his whole career. So you don't get that. They just kept the line, and then he tried to finesse Jimmy Haslam into making something happen, and Jimmy Haslam said, refer to Andrew Berry's statement. And that's when they knew it was over. All right, let's sign the contract before. Let's sign this contract right now.
I respect how the Browns handled it. I think the Browns handled it well, and that's not something you could probably say about many Browns regimes over the years. But the way
in the NFL that would have fucked that up.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of good teams that would have fucked that up. I mean, the Ravens handled the Lamar Jackson thing worse than the Browns handled it.
Oh, terribly.
Way worse.
Way worse.
Oh, my Lord. Still bothers me that nobody tried to get in on that Lamar thing. Nobody tried to get in on that Lamar thing.
Hopefully it's the same thing that got us Shador, and we get a similar result, right? It was like, oh, man, nobody wanted to get this dude. I remember begging teams, be like, please trade for him.
I was like, Atlanta, what are you doing? Just go get him. Just take him.
The one team that absolutely would be able to trade for Lamar Jackson without having to worry about any type of transition. It's like, oh, yeah, bring in this dude? Yes, that makes sense. And you just like, nah, we ain't trying to do it. We got Desmond Ridder. He should have traded the franchise.
Lamar Jackson, Desmond Ridder. Universes. I mean, Lamar Jackson's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't know about you guys, but he's just I just love watching Lamar Jackson play. I just hate that he plays for the Ravens.
Here's the thing about Atlanta sports teams, because look, I root for one myself. I am an Atlanta Dream fan, and look, we think we got it bad. I be getting one whiff of this Atlanta thing, and I'll be like, I don't know how y'all do this, dog.
I mean, the Braves are good, aren't they? Didn't they win the World Series at some point?
I don't count
recently?
Baseball.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I don't count baseball. Like, right? I see what they basketball and football situation be. Like when I was at that Dream game the other day, yesterday, they was up by 20 by the time I got to my seat, and they spent every minute since I sat down losing that lead. And I was like, oh Lord, we about to Atlanta this thing, ain't we?
Hey man, sometimes I think being a Browns fan is the worst thing in the world. If you ever talk to a Falcons fan about 28-3,
I was at the game with my girl and her sister, and I was like, hey, y'all, I think the Dream might be good this year. And they told me, shush, don't you say anything good about this is an Atlanta team. I don't know what you think this is. You about to jinx it, okay?
Hey, you've been around my cousins, so you know they all from Georgia. If you talk about the Falcons in front of them, it ruins their whole day, bro. It ruins their whole day.
Funny bad stories, right? Like that's what Cleveland has a lot of. Like, I can't believe we were comically this inept, right? That's what we have here. We don't have a lot of legitimate heartbreak, right? Like what Tyrese Halliburton did to the Cavs, whew, I hate that man, right? And it's not because some silly reason, right? It's because that man hurt me, okay? He hurt my feelings. I was sad for like the next 12 hours.
Yeah.
Sad person. right? Like, I went to public sad as shit that night. Okay, he made that three. I just stood there, looked at the TV as it just moved on from that game into the next one, in disbelief about what just happened here. That's pain. Okay.
Hey, bro, he hit that shot. My uncle texted me. All he said was "fuck basketball."
Like, the Browns don't put you through pain that don't make you want to watch football no more. It just be like, man, I don't want to watch the Browns right now, right? But if we keep it in a buck, how many times have the Browns really like hurt us since the 80s? I don't think they've really ever had that level of pain in there, right? Where we were like, oh, we were on the cusp. Like, maybe you could count the Kansas City game.
Yeah. The helmet to helmet.
I don't know where y'all were, but I was really confident we were going to get smacked in the next round by like whoever won.
It felt like a fairy tale run. It felt like,
we beat the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes went out for the fourth quarter. Let's just get to it. If we get to a conference championship game, we can call this a win for like the next 20 years and be fine. We going to get smacked though by Josh Allen.
It wasn't that they lost to the Chiefs. It's how they lost to the Chiefs.
But even then, that Browns team was such a surprise that getting to the second round of the playoffs, we beat. It's like if the Knicks lose in the conference finals this year, they beat Boston. They don't care about what happens for the rest of the year. Like, they'll be disappointed for sure they don't make the finals, but they're not gonna like think that this season was trash and throw it away. We beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh in the first round. Anything that happened after that just wasn't going.
We didn't even just beat the Steelers.
We beat their ass.
We beat their ass in Pittsburgh.
In front of what Nielsen Records says was 45 million people. Yes, we put the beat down on them and gave Big Ben his only loss in Pittsburgh by Cleveland. And by the way, Big Ben has never recovered from his playoff record in Cleveland ever. He is still 0-1. Versus the Browns.
We will never lose that. We will always have that.
Question of all time, right? So yeah, when you win that game, dog, I'm not gonna be that hurt about what happened in round 2 when you playing the GOAT. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Jordan beat you in the second round. Oh, I'm so sad about that. Like, that ain't prime Jordan too. Like, peak Mahomes, or what we think is peak Mahomes, did that shit to you. Okay, cool. I ain't really tripping on that shit. But the Browns just haven't been to that point to where it's like, oh man, we were up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
No,
like,
I literally can't.
Victory at that point.
I can't.
And they just take it from you? That's what being a Falcon fan is. Like, it's not just that they lose, it's that they get good enough to really make you believe. And I think we're seeing that pain right now with the Guardians and the Cavs, where both those teams are good enough to really hurt you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have the security of LeBron James, right, with the Cavs anymore. So it's like, hey, man, anything could happen. They could go on a run and win the finals. They could lose the finals in the most incredible way you've ever seen. They could get bounced in the second round by some of the wildest shit you've ever seen. It's all on the table. That team can hurt you. The Guardians, hey, Colb, they've already done that to you, right?
Yes,
like,
yes, absolutely have hurt me.
That team.
Last year against the Yankees was that was a painful.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt.
That team can hurt you. So, yeah, that's where I learned that, where I'm like, oh, yeah, see, the Browns really, they've made me mad. They've made me frustrated. But the amount of times I've watched the Browns game and I'm like, that's going to ruin the week. Like, it's usually like I can get over this by Monday because the Browns season is over. It's like, okay, whatever. It's like whatever that point is. But boy, the Browns gave up 28-3. That might give me. might have to see a therapist. Like,
straight up. I don't think I'd be able to watch the next year.
Bro,
no, I'd have to check myself into. I have to check myself into an asylum or something, bro.
That's the kind of thing that would make you stop watching the sport altogether.
You know how much I don't like Tom Brady. Let me tell you who don't like Tom Brady more. My girlfriend's family. Okay, like,
bro.
I do a podcast with a guy from Atlanta, has lived in England for like a decade, but he's originally from Atlanta. And yeah, any mention, not even just the score. Anytime anyone says 28, anything, if it's the date, if it's a number or anything in any different context, he hears that number and you can see the PTSD and the flashbacks just going through his head. And I feel so bad, man.
Remember when the Guardians blew a 3-1 lead in the World Series?
Yeah.
That's when I was done. I was done. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Same year the basketball team came back from a 3-1 lead.
The Devil Magic had to work the opposite way, right? I was like, oh no, we're up 3-1. This is not good.
What does Thanos say? Perfectly balanced. That's all things should be.
Look, you could be a great player and have that Devil Magic still work for you, because that's exactly what happened with the Cavs that year. I'm like, oh no, the Devil Magic kicked in. Like, Bron bought new plot armor. Hey man, that Tyrese Halliburton plot armor is crazy, dog.
He's on a crazy run.
Well, he's balling. You got a ball to get to this level of plot armor, but that ball bouncing on that rim and then rolling in, and I was like, that's when I was like, you know what? It's just that kind of year for him.
Dog, he did
people gonna be prioritized.
When he did the Reggie, like, I was like, oh yeah, it's
Reggie on the call too. It's the last TNT series. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be nasty. TNT about to go out something crazy.
I was like, yeah, it's his year. It's his year for sure, bro. It's his year for sure.
Yeah,
3 different teams in the same postseason. They've come back in like the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter on 3 different teams.
His fourth quarter stats this year is insane. I'm pretty sure he's like 11 for 12 in like go ahead or game time baskets with like less than 10 seconds left this year or something insane.
It's fuck that video. The only one he missed was against the Celtics, and it was like a double pump, somebody right next to him. And that's the only time he's missed. He's hit every single other one he's taken this year.
It's that kind of year for him, man. And you know what? You just gotta let, like, when somebody's shining like that, you just gotta let them have that kind of year, bruh. Just understand, we're gonna get that get back. Like, the get back gonna be some, boy. Look, I said the same thing when the Cavs were just rolling on the Heat. I'm like, hey man, be careful, because they're gonna remember that. Like, they get Giannis, they gonna remember what you did to them, right? And that's the thing with the Pacers. They gonna have this run, but if boy, they don't have that Devil Magic working it the same way that it's working right now, it's gonna be some teams that are gonna be ruthless against. And then look, nobody's gonna underestimate the Pacers anymore, right? So it's like, they deserve every bit of credit for what they're doing right now. They're playing the best basketball in the NBA, and if they win the finals, I won't be surprised. But my God. Like, they are creating generational enemies. Like, Tyrese Halliburton is going to be public enemy number 1 in Minnesota. Oh, not Minnesota. Milwaukee, maybe Minnesota. Milwaukee, Cleveland, and New York for the rest of his life. Like, every time we play the Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton plays for them, it's going to be a big game. And it's going. You know how we look. Cleveland loves to support our teams, but ain't nothing Cleveland love to do more than hate on somebody. Okay, that's our number 1 export: pure hatred.
In fairness to Tyrese, when they voted him the most overrated player in the NBA,
I was gonna say, yeah,
that did something to him.
Yeah, 100%.
It was his peers too that said that, right?
Exactly. He was like, okay. He took that extremely personally. Extremely personally.
He deserves everything. He has earned everything that he is doing right now. But understand, I will spend the next 10 years rooting for his downfall because of that one shot. I understand why people are so ruthless to Paul George now. Okay. Like, I am spending the next 10 years of my life excited about Tyrese Halliburton bad games. Okay.
So I'm assuming you're rooting for the Thunder to beat them in the finals. I'm assuming
No. Win it all. Validate me in one way where I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't feel that bad about the Cavs. They won the champ. Win it all. Take it all this year. I want you to do all you can this year. Enjoy it. But next year, I'm rooting for every downfall you can have happen to you. Okay? Like, look, hey, you already eliminated us, bro. Why do I want you to get eliminated? Just make me look bad. Win it all. Win it all. Well, I don't want the Knicks to win. Ugh. What, the Thunder? Like, validate that? Nah, the Tyrese is going to be like this. Just do it to everybody. Just understand, bro. You have bought yourself a lifelong enemy. like, you have played yourself into lifelong hatred of certain fan bases. And look, it's respectful hatred. You know what I mean? It's not like cat hatred where it's just kind of like, yo, bro, like it be getting over the top sometimes. Nah, this is like, you hurt us. We will not feel better until we hurt you, Payne. Right? Like, I need Darius Garland to have these people in Indiana befuddled. Okay? Like, I was mad that the Dream lost to the Fever because the Fever play in Indiana. That's how much I am mad. That being said, I gotta head out. I'll leave on that note.
Brilliant. I've noticed we've gone over 2 hours. We did say, obviously, before we came on here that we're probably going to end up talking some stuff. But I did have a few questions that I just wanted to quickly get out of you before it's obviously too late and you guys have to go.
I have to go within like the next couple of minutes.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, no worries. I will literally just ask one question then, if that's all right. And that is, what are your thoughts on the international series, obviously, as a whole? What are your thoughts of the game, Browns game in London, and will you be making the trip?
Oh, I thought you were about to ask me about football. I don't know about that.
I won't ask you about that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. It breaks up the monotony of the NFL season. The only thing I don't like about it is why I gotta wake up at 9:30. All right. Now maybe y'all got to do that all the time across the pond. But, you know, I wish there was a better time to play these games that, you know, I could.
That worked out for everybody involved.
Yeah, instead of 9:30, because that don't even feel like it's convenient for y'all. Like, it feel like it's like in the middle of the day, right? Like,
So that's 2:30 over here, 2:30 in the afternoon.
Was that like noon?
The game is at 9:30, obviously Eastern time, your guys' time. That game is 2:30 in the afternoon here.
2:30.
Oh yeah,
2:30. Sorry, yeah, 2:30.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's a weird time to start a football game. So it's like, why can't y'all get that about like what? 6 o'clock? I feel like six local. You know, that would be about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that would actually be normal. That would be normal time for us.
It's perfect.
That would make sense.
It could be perfectly feasible, but no, the NFL wants to make sure that could be a national TV game. So it's like, oh, we gotta play this shit at 9:30. Oh God.
Plus, plus it's like always on a Sunday too. So like, you might even like sleep. What if I decide to sleep in that day? I missed the whole first half.
It's 9:30. I live in the South. It's illegal to not cook breakfast at that time. Like, I gotta be making eggs and shit. Like, it is an inconvenient time.
But I do think it's interesting. I do think it's fun. If I could have got out to the game, I would. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it this year, just because I got a lot of stuff going on. But if I could go, I would absolutely go. Just because I've never been to London, so I 100% would want to go.
I am not going through customs for a while. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of got a lot going on over here.
Yeah, that is fair enough.
Y'all catch us when y'all can catch us.
Yeah, you know, every week it's something new, unfortunately.
Every week it's something that makes you go, well, I ain't trying to go through customs. Nope. No damn soon. I ain't even trying to go to Canada.
Might not let us come back, unfortunately.
They'll let you come back. They're going to ask you some questions, though. Nah, not playing those games for a long time. So, you know, I'm glad y'all can enjoy it. Any Browns fan going there, please be safe and enjoy yourself. But, you know, I will probably not catch any international series games anytime soon. You know what I mean? I was going to plan
Also, if you're a Browns fan from America who is going to the game, please do not get arrested in a foreign country. That is not what you want. That is not what you want.
Be careful.
Please be careful. Don't get arrested.
You don't live there. Please don't put your feet on other people's furniture, country speaking, right? Like, you just go in there and think you about to just American this in the UK. That's not.
Please be respectful. Please be respectful to the UK, please.
I'm sure whatever happens, it'll be a great day out for all Browns fans involved.
Oh, you about to see Browns fans. When you ever been to a game over here?
Pardon?
You ever been to a game over here?
No. So this will be my first time seeing the Browns.
Do you get muted?
Pardon?
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, can you hear me? Sorry. Can you hear me?
Oh, I know what's happening. Hold on. It's not you. It's not you. Can you say something?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I know. It is.
Yeah. No, so this will be in 2017. I was far too broke to afford, obviously, going when the Browns came down. Not that much, less broke here, but hopefully, no, not hopefully, definitely, I will be at the game.
You're gonna make it down there, but if you ever could come to a game over here, and again, take your time. You ain't gotta come no time soon.
Well, when the Brook Parts Dome, obviously, in my opinion, hopefully gets filled.
Wait for that.
Yeah, wait for the dome. Wait for the dome.
Yeah,
Wait
for the dome and see what's going on. But yeah, it's a different environment here, and I tell people this. I'm like, I was talking about this with somebody about the Shador only people. I'm like, them people gonna come to this game and start talking shit. Find out this ain't the type of fan base you can get away with that on. No, we a little bit different, a little bit rougher of a situation here, man.
Listen, be on your best behavior when you come. When you decide to come over to Cleveland, be on your best behavior, please.
Hey, don't be on that New York shit where you just start talking shit about the city. I can't wait till Shador get out this. Oh yeah, they gonna let you know how they feel about Cleveland at that point. Because look, Cleveland, I grew up in it, and I know I grew up, and people use slapbox for fun.
Yep.
Like, that's the kind of city that we in. We had Fight Club in the bathroom during school when you were like, just get the hall pass, you just walk in. Oh, they doing Fight Club. Nah, I ain't trying to join. So yeah, that is kind of city. But I do have to leave. Thank you for having me on.
No, thank you.
Appreciate you for getting me on, Colb. Thank you for putting us on.
Of course.
But yeah, I got to peace out right here.
Yeah,
Have an amazing rest of the day, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate you guys lending me some of your time. And as always, go Browns.
Awesome.
Go Browns.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. As I mentioned in the intro, check out parts 1 and 2 from this conversation if you haven't already. You can find the links to both of those videos in the description below. A massive, massive thank you to Quincy and Colb for lending me their time to talk some Cleveland sports. They had absolutely no reason at all to come on this random British guy's YouTube channel, so I really do appreciate them both giving me the opportunity. I hope our conversation was entertaining and at least somewhat productive for you guys watching. And a massive shout out to every single person that supports my channel and makes conversations like these possible. As always, thanks again for watching. If you haven't already, then please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's free, but it really, really helps out my channel. You can also check the links in the description to see where you can follow and interact with me on social media. Whilst I'm sure most of you already know where to find them both, I will also link Quincy and Colb socials as well, just in case you don't. As I always say, I'm trying to build a community of Cleveland Browns fans, and even if that means I only get to talk to one fan a day, I'm happy because I'm talking Browns football with the best fan base in the world. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have an amazing day. Have an even more spectacular evening. But most importantly, go Browns.